Hey guys, welcome to another installation of the Depression Diaries. Yeah. Start off, mood. Not as happy as I was the last couple of days, but still not bad. Didn't get, any sleep last night. I got some sleep. I fell asleep at about 4:30. Woke up at 6:30 when my alarm went off. Woke up at 6. Woke up at 6:30 because it's my alarm to wake up Rafe Paul. Because apparently that's how we do things. Woke up again when he left, which was about 8ish, 8:30. Then woke up about 10. Just it's a habit I have to try and get myself out of. But the problem is I will very rarely go to sleep before 3 a.m, which is just playing havoc on it. So I'm going to try and look at some things to help me sleep. I've tried the hot chocolate before bed thing. It's not really working for me. It's tasty, but it's not really working for me. So we're going to be doing some research into that, so I'll probably end up doing a video about that soon. But I have spent a lot of today thinking about free time. Free time is both a gift and a curse. It's one of those things that it's fantastic to have, but sometimes it can play against you, especially when you have depression. If you have free time, it's very easy to use that time negatively, to dwell on kind of bad things and overthink things and things like that. And it can be kind of difficult. But yeah, because I'm not working like the 9 to 5 days a week job thing anymore, with being a carer, I have a lot more free time than I'm used to. But it's weird, it's like a different kind of free time. Before, my free time was my free time. So it would be like, yeah, okay, well I've got these 2 days off, or these 3 days off, depending on what week I worked. So I'm going to do this, and this. Now, I have free time all the time, technically, to anyone who looks in on my life, but I don't, because I am permanently on call, essentially. It's one of those things that with caring, especially for caring for a loved one, you've got to be there at a drop of a hat. And that makes free time a bit weird, because it means that I can't just suddenly go out and go, oh, I'm gonna go here for the day, or not that I would, but it just means that I have to be ready for if I suddenly have to make and go to an emergency doctor's appointment, or we have to go shopping or something like that, because I need to be there to help with those things. And I'm not complaining. I'm really, I suppose, enjoying this. It's really great to be able to be that close to my mum again, and to be able to help her. But it is one of those things that, like, especially in the mornings, I have a lot of free time and I don't know what to do with it. I'm trying with the tiny adventures to come up with lots of little adventures, I guess, but lots of little things to occupy myself, because I know there are going to be days where my mum won't feel well, so she'll be in bed, so I will have to find a way to keep myself busy, but in a nice, productive way, which lately has been binge watching Critical Role. But I've been trying to think of things I can do that are creative, keep me positive, that I can do in a small amount of space, that isn't something I have to kind of do on a recurring basis, so I don't have to dedicate 2 hours every day to do it, just in case that I might not be able to do it for kind of a week or a month. So I've been putting a lot of thought into that, and looking at projects that I can do that I can bring in people like my mum or like Rafe Paul into on like a project basis, something that can be worked on as a collaboration thing, to try and keep my mind active, try and keep kind of something that I can do with my mum, for example, would be, we've been talking about poetry. We both really love writing. My mum is very, very into her poetry. I am more of a short story kind of girl, but we both really enjoy writing. We've written quite a lot of little bits and pieces, none of it published because, you know, very different writing styles, but I'm trying to think of ways that we can kind of amalgamate that together into something that I can focus on when I'm not needed for work, and that when I am working I can bring her into it and look at creating something from it. So I've been spending a lot of time thinking about that today. Honestly, it's given me a headache because there's so many variables I have to factor in. It's a challenge and it's gotten me down a little bit, but I've just got to try and stay positive. You'll find that most of my recordings, today being the exception because it's quite late in the day, but I was nursing an ill kitty all this morning, so but the mornings is normally my free time, which is when you'll find I'll do most of my recordings, because I'm able to sit down, the house is quiet, and I'm able to just kind of bust out recording after recording after recording, and go from there. But it's very difficult to keep a schedule, which means that things like Twitch take a big hit because I have to be slightly more sporadic than I'd like to be with streaming. I haven't started the streaming back up yet for that reason. So yeah, it sucks, but it's something that it's just going to take some getting used to. Change is always a difficult thing. Some people embrace it. Normally I'm one of those people, but it's a lot harder to embrace change when you aren't overly certain in yourself and you lack self-confidence. So yeah, but when I've thought about it, I'm probably going to be doing some more in-depths. I'm probably going to be focusing on that a little bit more, just because I find it a little easier, because it's very difficult to plan the depression diary aspect, because I want it to be fluid and I want it to be what I'm feeling. I don't want it to be pen and paper, right, so this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I don't want these to be like that, whereas the in-depths I can plan it a bit more, because I'm talking about processes or theories. These aren't, so they're a bit more raw, I guess. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. I've literally got like 15 minutes before the house erupts into lots of people, and it will get too noisy to record. So super short one today. I do apologise. There will be more tomorrow. I am planning on recording an in-depth tomorrow, and maybe a game. Haven't decided yet. So until then, stay safe everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Mwah.